Hi, today in GridSpace I'd like to discuss a feature we haven't talked much about yet, and this feature is called shortcuts. Now, shortcuts are a branching feature in playbooks you can use to branch off callers depending on a phrase they say. So normally in a playbook you would have one main page, one main route, and you would have different routes in that page depending on where you would like the caller to go. Now, sometimes the caller might go outside of what you intended script. So then you would like a shortcut, which Grace is always listening to for getting to that page if the caller says a certain phrase. Now, instead of me just explaining, I'll jump into the playbook and show you how this would work in practice. As you can see in the playbook, we have created a playbook here for a travel agency. And it's a very simple one for if they would like the caller to call in and book a flight or make a tour reservation. This is their main flow, but they also have some other paths that potentially the caller could take. And if you go a bit to the right here, you can see we have created two shortcuts. Now, as you can see here in our main playbook route, we have the shortcuts enabled here. So when you add a new shortcut, it gets added to all the pages. And it's always being listened to by Grace going through the flow, because what's practical about shortcuts is if the caller says anything outside a normal flow, she will direct the caller immediately to that page. So for example, if let's say the caller calls in and starting with, I would like to actually book a trip, they go to the trip book flights path, but then the caller says, actually, I've heard that you had a 2-for-1 promo. What's that about? And as Grace catches that, she will then direct them to this page, which will then direct them to another bot. I'll show you later in a call flow. And how you would create these shortcuts is you would add a new page, and then you would add a shortcut to that page. So for example, you have an emergency page who would like to route emergencies. And of course, here in the call flow, you can start building out, if you would like, adding forms, building a new flow of that specific page. But if an emergency, you probably would like to route them to an agent, so we will then create an outcome for emergencies. And then we will say something like, I will route you over immediately to one of our support agents. And as you can see here, this is how you would set up shortcuts to whenever in the flow they would say a phrase that's not in the main flow, they could be directed to shortcuts, another flow, or an outcome page that takes them somewhere else. Now, I'll show you how it looks in the call flow. As you can see here, we have our inlet, and we have created a bot, which we have added our bot, and we also added our playbook to. And as you can see here, we have some outcomes here, which we have here, custom outcomes. And for canceling flight, we will actually want them to route over to a support agent. So that's why we're routing them outside of the call flow to another number. And for a 2-for-1 promo offer, for being organized, we have actually set up another playbook, and we have redirected them to another bot where we have our playbook set up, which is a playbook for the promo offer specifically. So shortcuts are very useful for being a routing option if people call in and go outside of the intended playbook, because usually people call in, let's say 80% of your callers call in to make a booking a flight and tour reservations. But then you have 10-20% of callers who actually would like to cancel a flight. So then Grace is always listening to that. You don't need to include it in your flow, but you're always listening to it to keep it clean. And once you have those 10-20% who call in to cancel a flight, you can always then jump over to the cancel flight and route them to the agent. And of course, with temporary promo offers or temporary solutions, for example, let's say there's been an event and you need to put up a second flow for that or react to something, then a good way, instead of needing to edit your whole playbook and your whole flow, you can just easily add a shortcut so that it's always listening to that specific phrase the caller is saying, and then route them over to another route or support agents or wherever you want them to go. And now I'll just demo it for you so you can see how it would work in practice.
Hi, thank you for calling Explorer Travel. I am Grace, the virtual assistant that will help you today. How can I assist you today?
I actually would like help with booking a flight.
Sure, I can help with that. Can you please tell me your destination?
Actually, you know what? I've heard you had a 2-for-1 promo offer. Could I hear more about this?
Happy to hear you would like to use our 2-for-1 show promo offer. To sign up for our promo, I first need to ask you some questions. What tours would you like to sign up for?
So, as you can see here, just to go back in our playbook, we don't have the 2-for-1 promo offer connected anywhere physically, but it's connected here in the shortcuts pods. And that's why wherever I am in the playbook, whenever I say 2-for-1 promo offer, she will shortcut me to the 2-for-1 promo page. Now, I hope this video was helpful for you and that you know a bit more about creating shortcuts in Gridspace. And of course, if you have any questions, you can leave a comment below and we will answer anything you're wondering about there. And of course, you can also send us a mail at inquiries@gridspace.com if you would like help with setting up a playbook like this yourself. All right. Thank you for watching.
Hello, thank you for calling Gridspace's YouTube channel. Did you make sure they liked the video and smash that subscribe button?
Yes, I did.
And ask them to leave any questions or thoughts in the comments. It helps me a ton. Thank you for watching, and if you'd like to talk to me yourself, go to gridspace.com and click on any one of our demos. Thank you, and talk to you soon.
Thank you, Grace.